I'm Todd Lewis from Fiasco Sports, reporting for the SA Footballer magazine. Today I'm joined by Mark Moody from the Portland Football Club in Division 2, and he's going to do our weekly roundup. So we'll just go through the results from the weekend. Sacred Heart Old Collegians got over Broadview by 16 points. Scotch Old Collegians defeated Foss Camden by 22 points. Modbury had a good win over Old Ignatius by 32 points. Gazer had a big win over Smosh Westlakes by 10 goals. And Portland had their first win of the year by 8 goals over St. Peter's Old Collegians. Obviously a pretty pleasing result.
Yeah, very much so. We've had a few injuries, as has St. Peter's, but yesterday was very, very good. We had some really good inclusions, and it all paid dividends.
What do you think were the keys to the success yesterday?
Oh, look, we held them up. Our defence was really, really strong, and then we moved the ball from defence pretty quickly into our forward line. So it was really good.
Yeah, who were some of your better performers on the day?
Oh, yesterday, look, Dale Laslett, our captain, was good. Josh Moody played pretty well inside the game. One of our new recruits, Zach Perry, our halfback flanker, Geordie Wheatra. So it was an even spread yesterday. So we didn't just have one standout. I suppose the best and the pleasing thing was that young Josh Perkins, our ruckman, I say young, he played yesterday as if he was a young lad, and he played really well, gave his first use to the footy, which was pleasing. So.
Okay, well now that you've got your first win on the board, what do you think are the keys to carrying that momentum through for the rest of the season?
Look, I think we're in this similar situation to a couple of players, like a couple of clubs. We've got a few injuries. Once we start getting those back and the team starts to settle and you're not making 5 or so changes every week, that'll hold us in good stead going forward. Obviously, I've got a new game plan, so the club's trying to get used to that as well. So hopefully that'll all start ticking into place by mid-round.
Okay, no worries. We'll move forward to next week's games. If I can just get a tip from you on each game.
Sure.
Broadview take on Foss Camden at Broadview Oval. Who do you think will win that one?
Yeah, look, I think this is going to be a good game. Both teams are struggling at the minute. I would assume, hopefully, Broadview would probably get a couple of players back, and with Braden De Prince as, I think, the premier ruckman, that should give them probably give them a little bit of an advantage. So.
Yeah, and St. Peter's Old Collegians take on Sacred Heart Old Collegians. Obviously got a pretty good look at St. Peter's yesterday.
And look, they're in the same boat as us. They've got a few injuries, and Sacred Heart look like they're travelling okay without any injuries. So it'll be a close game. I would hope that they really go toe to toe. So I would think Sacred Heart in that one, in a close one.
Yeah, and Scotch Old Collegians take on Gazer at Scotch College.
Yeah, I think Scotch are travelling really well at the minute, and they had had a good win at Broadview. So yeah, I think Scotch will win that one.
Yeah, and Smosh Westlakes take on Old Ignatius at Smosh.
Yeah, look, Smosh have lost a couple of youngsters, and they're some good footballers for them. So I think who was it? It's Scott. Old Ignatius. Yeah, Old Iggies are travelling really well as well. So yeah, I think Old Iggies.
And you head out to Modbury this weekend to take on Modbury. How do you think you're faring this one?
Well, look, it's obviously our first test against a side that hasn't got any injuries, and it's a team that I penciled in to be a top 3 side. Look, we'll be competitive, and we're going out there as we do every week to have a win. So anything less than that is probably unacceptable. So, but look, it'll be a good game. Haven't been there for a while, so we'll just see how we go.
Obviously, you didn't get the results you were after in the first 3 weeks. What did you work on during that time that probably got you the result yesterday?
Look, we worked on a couple of match play. Look, some of our match sims we haven't been able to get to on training because of our injuries. So we've emphasised a fair bit on match simulation during the training during this week, and it's worked out. And our on-ballers performed really well yesterday, and some of our runners off half-back. So yeah, it helps when you get some more fit players on the training track. But at this stage, we'll just push through with what we've got.
Yeah, and without trying to give too much away, what plans have you got for Modbury this week?
Oh, look, we'll just close them down as quick as we possibly can. We'll have our forwards work up the oval, and we'll try and smother them as much as we possibly can. But hey, they don't know us, and we don't know them. It's new season, so we'll just take it, minute by minute, I suppose, and see how well we go with what we've got and the plan that we've worked with so far this season.
Okay, thank you, Mark. I'm Todd Lewis from Fiasco Sports, reporting for the SA Footballer magazine. I've been joined by Mark Moody from the Portland Football Club in Division 2, and he's done our weekly roundup.